In these early years, what school are you attending?
Yeah, I'm at
Junior
uni.
high.
I'm at uni. I get kicked out for graffiti. I go to Hamilton. I get kicked out for graffiti. I go to Venice. The principal of Venice says you're just too much of a distraction. You gotta leave. You know.
How were you getting caught?
I wasn't getting caught. Just people were just saying that this dude wrote on my seat, and look at my ass. I got WISK on my ass on the RTD, like. You know, so they would, I guess, I mean, I didn't know that they were snitching on me, but yeah, I guess that's what they were doing, you know.
Speaking of the name WISK,
Yeah.
your sister is partly responsible for your name. Can you tell us about that?
You know, she was there, we're at the table, you know, we're having some lunch and she's doing some schoolwork. And I'm like, I'm done with Doer, I'm done with Ink, I'm done with Page One. I'm actually done with the Mischief Bombers, you know. Like now it's time to like actually find my name and really do something, like really start my campaign. And she had asked me, you know, what a whisk wire was, and I wrote wire first. And I like the way the letters connected. And then I wrote whisk, but I mean, I didn't spell it W-H-I-S-K, I just spelled it W-I-S-K. You know, I'm like, that's it right there.
Do you ask your friends an opinion of your new name? Do you keep it a secret?
Yeah, I didn't have no friends to ask. Like, I was just like a very unknown, long-haired writer that looked like a surfer.
Do you remember first going out to write WISK?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I went to uni after my first day of school, and I seen everyone, you know, Koozie Rock from WCA, Risky from WCA. He wrote Surf back then. I seen Legend from the Latin Kings, Fierce from the Latin Kings, Blitz, Crazy J. They all wrote on my school, and so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do my little thing at school. And so I racked some paint. I climbed up on the gym, and I did my first WK, which was like, I was hoping it would come out fresh, you know, like a nice WK letter. And I was like, oh man, I got work to do. I got to make that look better. And I didn't take a picture, nothing like that. But when they kicked me out, the dean of uni, he took a Polaroid picture of it and gave it to me.
Oh, wow.
So I have it at home. My first throw up.
Once you start writing WISK, how long does it take to get noticed?
You know, I don't know. You'd have to ask other writers. I mean, I would just walk up and down every street on the west side, you know, coming home from school, going to the beach, you know. I'm still going to the beach, you know. And I'm hanging out in Westwood. I'm writing everything. I'm writing on the Blue Bus, and that's how I started Blue Crew. And back then, Westwood was popping. I mean, you go to Westwood on any given weekend, and it was the place to be. Not Hollywood, it was Westwood, you know. And so I'm riding on Westwood Boulevard in Wilshire, and I guess Sir sees all these buses, and they're brand new buses coming down with WISK on them. And Sir's like, you know, I guess he kind of figured like, okay, here's this guy, he's got long red hair, he's got like this army jacket on, but there's ink like all over his jacket and pants and his shoes. That has to be WISK, it has to be. So he tugs on my green jacket and he's like, yo, are you WISK? And I go, who are you, man? He's like, I'm Sir. I'm like, you're Sir? And man, we hit it off right there. It was, I mean, we went bombing, and that was it. I mean, that was the beginning of the whole fucking thing.
How would your friends describe a young WISK back in those days?
You know, I can only tell you what I've heard people when they used to describe me. You know, they say long red hair. They would, you know, be fascinated with the size of my nose. Like they would always be like, he's a white dude, or I don't know, maybe he's a Russian guy, or I don't know, like we don't know, like he's like a white dude, like a rocker, like they really couldn't peg me too much, you know, but they knew that I had ink on my clothes and my jacket and my shoes, and I was writing.